Hey, what is up guys? So I got 100 kill confirmed gameplay for you guys today, and we are going to be talking about games that we are anticipating or looking forward to play in 2014. So I'm going to give you guys the games that I'm looking forward to, but I'd love to hear what you guys have to say as far as what games you guys are looking forward to as well. But first off, going to be kicking off with Starcraft Legacy of the Void. It's going to be an expansion pack, but the Starcraft expansion packs could stand alone on their own as a game, just because the single player campaign is already, new for each expansion pack, and they are very well done. And not only is, multiplayer obviously an aspect of the game, but the whole game, like I said, can stand on its own. Although you can't really actually play the standalone game, it requires you to have like the base Wings of Liberty to play it anyways. But next up, The Witcher 3. As much as I love playing multiplayer games, and I'm not really a fan of just playing single player games unless they're really good. The Witcher is a fantastic game if you like one of those choose your own adventures type of games, kind of like Dragon Age. Although The Witcher, to me, it's much more deep than Dragon Age. Dragon Age is more for, I would say, people that like to kind of casually play games, especially Dragon Age 2. That one really limited you on the customization that you really had as far as a character creation, as far as the options go. Next up, this one actually comes out tomorrow, but by the time this video comes up, probably be out. But anyways, Thief, the new 2014 remake. Well, it's not even like a remake; it's a new game essentially. But they're bringing back Thief, which is pretty cool. I do like stealth games, but I never play them properly. One game, Dark Messiah, one of my favorite games of all time. It's kind of designed to cater towards not only like an action experience, but you can definitely play the game in a stealthy experience if you want to. But I like to mix it up, and I love playing the games not properly. For example, like Splinter Cell, I would always go in playing it as if it was like Call of Duty. Just go in, guns blazing, who cares? A lot of times in a lot of the Tom Clancy games, actually, you can actually kind of glitch some of the games. There's like a lot of points in the game where it'll just register that you've passed a certain spot. So what you can do is you can go in guns blazing, and it'll be like, oh, you've been caught. But if you get to the certain checkpoint, it'll just like register that you completed that section. So therefore, you won't actually fail the mission. But next up, Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls, another expansion pack. But I've always loved Diablo, and the thing with the newer one, Diablo 3, obviously, from the fans' feedback, it's not very good. But the thing is, I've put, a lot of hours into that game. I've probably played at least, 100 plus hours, and for me, that's enough, As far as games go, I don't need to play a game for 300 hours in order to feel like I've either got my money's worth or, it was worth playing. I can play a game for a few hours and have a great time. Like God of War 1, hey, it was a few hours, I think it was like 4 hours long, but I had a fantastic time playing it. So, some games for players now, they want a game that lasts hundreds and hundreds of hours, and that just doesn't happen. It's just not logical to play a game for that long and not at least get kind of tired of a game, unless they're introducing new content to the game, which at one point in Diablo 2, they did it very well with like all the rune words and all the new stuff that they added. That game was just amazing. But Diablo 2 will probably never be beaten as far as like a Diablo game. Next up, Watch Dogs, another single-player game that I think will be absolutely fantastic, and I'm looking forward to seeing kind of what next gen actually has to offer for us, because I feel like a lot of these games, as far as right now, there's not anything that's like really worth picking up a next gen console for. I mean, we have the Titanfall is coming out, which is pretty much an Xbox exclusive. I mean, yes, it's also coming out for the PC, but I mean, for the most part, as far as console gaming goes, I mean, it's pretty much a console exclusive, I would say. It's not like they're ever gonna if they brought it to the Wii U, that'd be kind of cool actually, because it'd be kind of cool to use the Wii U's gamepad, basically as a tablet to mess around with it and just see what you can actually do and what they can incorporate in the game. I know there's a game called Hawken which actually can support PDAs. I don't know if it supports it right now, but in the future I'm pretty sure they plan to do that, because I remember them talking about that at a press thing. But anyways, Titanfall for me, I mean, I'm excited just to see what they actually do. I mean, it kind of just feels like a generic game mixed in with mechs, and I hope they add more score streaks, like I said in the video that I, talked about Titanfall. I feel like they can definitely add a lot more into the game. I mean, the mechs are cool and all, but they're catering a lot of these games nowadays for casual players. And, I don't blame them, because, obviously more people that play or buy the game means more money that they're actually generating. But the thing is, when everyone gets the mech, it doesn't, support that idea of like a competitive game when everyone can get it. And you know, they might not be going for a competitive aspect. I love playing League play in Call of Duty as much as I love doing what I'm doing right here, which is basically pub stomping. I do enjoy, you know, playing League play and, you know, having a challenge for myself. I love calling out. I love that aspect of a very close game. But, you know, Titanfall just might not be one of those games where they want to actually cater it towards a competitive side. Maybe if they remove the Titans completely and they remove like the whole bot aspect, yeah, maybe the game can definitely be competitive. We'll have to see what comes out. But, you know, the maps, you know, doing like 5v5 or what is it, 6v6, whether they change that in the future or not. The maps are just way too large to make it like a competitive game with only, you know, so many players. It would have to be a game where you have lots and lots of players, and, you know, competitive games usually don't have, you know, 15, 20 players in a game. Like, they're not going to do 20v20 MLG. Like, it's just not realistic to actually happen. It's much better not only for the viewers, but, you know, for the players that are actually competing as well. Next up, Destiny. I actually want to see what they actually bring to the table. I pretty much know nothing about the game other than it's Bungie, and, you know, it kind of looks like this futuristic style where it is basically like an MMO, and I really want to see how they actually do that, because a lot of these FPS MMOs don't really turn out that well, just because some of them end up being kind of pay to win, basically, and, you know, because they're like free when they come out, but none of the models really work for that, and I really like the idea of an FPS MMO, but the thing is, you know, competing with other games like Call of Duty and Titanfall, it's just going to be very difficult to sell to people, and hopefully, you know, they can do something really awesome with Destiny. I just kind of want to see how they take on the aspect of an FPS MMO, because the thing is, I like the idea of an FPS game, just because I like the ability to, you know, having to actually shoot, whether it's, you know, actually, you know, aiming or using some type of, you know, equipment. I like to aim my stuff. I don't really like killing like stuff that basically holds still, which are basically, you know, just bots in the game. You know, that's just kind of how MMOs are. It's not about like your skill. It's more about like your equipment and stuff. So we'll have to see if Destiny is more about, you know, equipment, or if it's more actually about actual skill in the game. Next up, Metal Gear Solid 5. I actually didn't play MGS4. I don't know why. I just kind of like, I played it for a few hours and I kind of got bored of it. I guess I could say I watched the game because there's so many hours of cutscenes in that game. Not to say that's bad. Some players, you know, actually like that. But a lot of these Kojima games, they get kind of weird. You know, if any of you guys have played MGS2, you'll know what I'm talking about. Naked Dragon. Next up, looking forward to Heroes of the Storm, though. That's going to be the Blizzard mobile game. And I liked Aeon of Strife, which was a game that got really popular in Starcraft 1. And it was basically one of the user map settings maps. And it was really fun. But the thing is, as far as making it like a standalone game, I like the idea that they're basically getting rid of creeps. Well, I mean, creeps are still there in the game, but you don't have to last hit, which is something I don't really like in League of Legends. I like, you know, having a game where it's action-packed at the very start. League of Legends, to me, at least seems like for the first, like, you know, 10 minutes of the game, you're kind of just killing creep. You're just like checking, you know, your map awareness and all that stuff. I want the game to have immediate action. I want to fight the other champions immediately. I want there to be a mode where it's, you know, 1v1, but you control 5 champions that have insane micro. You know, basically, you know, seeing who can have the best micro in the game, which would be pretty awesome if they implement that in the future. But like I said, Here's a Storm, since you don't really have to, you know, manage creep, it's pretty cool. They were shooting for more so a, you know, I think they said it was like 10 to 20 minute game rather than, you know, League of Legends, usually by the time like 10-15 minutes, you know, goes by, that's when the game actually starts. I know some games are won immediately by players just dying immediately and like throwing the game, but, you know, they also said that the comebacks are a lot more relevant in Heroes of the Storm. It's a lot easier technically to come back into the game, which I think is good as long as they don't make it so there are things like the blue turtle shell, you know, none of that stuff, but, you know, more so stuff is like, as long as everyone is playing, you know, very well, you can make a comeback, you know, just like in Call of Duty, you can make a comeback. Although in Call of Duty, well, in League play, if you get score streaks, obviously, you know, that can definitely change the game immediately, just because, you know, score streaks pretty good in, you know, any game where you can just like instantly just kill, you know, your opponents. But next up, looking forward to Final Fantasy 15, I believe is what they're calling now. They changed the name like several times, but it looks like they're trying to make Final Fantasy, well, they're using the characters, but it looks like it's a very fast action-paced game, kind of like a Devil May Cry, but with the Final Fantasy characters. And I really want to see the Japanese take on more of an action-based game, because it seems like it's more so of the Western style to have these action-packed, fast-paced games, where the Japanese tend to like their RPGs. And the thing is, RPGs, yes, they do sell well in the Western audience, but not nearly as well as in Japan. In the Western audience, they cater a lot of the games to more so for people that want to play, you know, quick scoping, you know, action-based FPS games. They're just much more popular. And the Xbox, you know, as most of you guys probably know, it doesn't actually do too well in Japan because most of the games for the Xbox are like, you know, FPS, you know, they're gun-based games where, you know, your Twitch or your reaction time is heavily dependent upon. But other games I'm looking forward to that might not even get a release are going to be Shenmue 3, which probably won't ever come out. But here's the final score. I went 108, but I'm looking forward to Shenmue 3, which might not ever come out, like I said, but they need to finish off that series. I'm looking forward to the Mass Effect, you know, new Mass Effect game, which whatever they call it. But the game that I'm looking forward to the most is a remake of Halo 2. Not even excited about Halo 5 at all. I'm more stoked about a Halo 2 remake. Basically, I just want them to keep in everything. They can remove the double shot, they can remove the BXR, but, you know, just keep the game at that fast pace because that game felt so damn good. But anyways, I'd love to know, like I said, what games you guys are looking forward to in 2014. But, oh, wait, I totally forgot to mention Dragon Age. Dragon Age looks amazing, and I would love to play some, you know, Dragon Age 3 Inquisition, I believe is what they're calling it. That game looks pretty damn awesome too. But anyways, like I said, let me know what games you guys are looking forward to in 2014. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. HD Gaming signing out.